Hey, what's good, guys? It's your boy Proclaim True. Hey, we about to keep this mud rolling. You feel me? So, the last video I made in like this, spiritual warfare series, I kind of talked about the enemy. So we're gonna keep it moving. I just want to talk about, the creation of mankind. All right, let's get it. All right, so, boom, you got Adam and Eve there in the garden, right? So, God created Adam from the clay. Breathed, put life in him. He breathed in him, gave breath to him. Adam became animated, fully animated, and he went out, and did his purpose of what God willed for him. He did that, he was complete, he was complete doing everything he was doing. Boom, 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 and then he got to the point. God was like, you know what? It's not good for a man to be alone. So that's when God brought in Eve. He put Adam to sleep, and then he made Eve from a real Adam. And then when Adam woke up, he instantly knew, like, oh, this is so similar to me. You know what I mean? He was like, she is from me. He already knew. He could feel that the energy and everything he knew she had came from him, because of like the similarities and everything. So now we're about to jump into the part everybody want to know. Well, how did mankind fall? Why did they eat the fruit? Why did all right, so we're about to get to that. So if you watched the first video in the spiritual warfare series, you would know that the tree of good and evil was placed in the garden in order to give Adam and Eve free will. You remove that tree, is it slavery? Do they truly have free will? Seems like somebody knew this, and keep in mind that the serpent is here. All right, he's already in the garden. So, Adam and Eve, they're doing their thing, blah, 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 blah. And then the day comes, God said, hey, y'all got anything y'all want. Y'all got anything y'all want is in this garden. But that tree right there, don't touch that tree. Just stay away from it. You feel me? So cool. So, they doing their thing, boom, boom, boom. Adam going to work, Eve doing her thing, boom, boom, boom. So, I guess lo and behold, one day the serpent pulled up to Eve like, hey, hey, we're good. Trying to spit game, trying to seduce it. Like, hey, yeah, you a beautiful woman. Yeah, Adam said you can have all these trees, but why you can't have this one? You deserve this one. Come on, girl, let's go get that tree. You feel me? He probably like all smooth and stuff like that. And so he was like, I don't know. Adam said I can't touch that tree, so I'm just gonna chill. So, I mean, you know how it is, man. My dudes be persistent. Then one day, Adam probably like brushed off one day. Probably wasn't paying too much attention. And then the serpent came, smooth talking again. Hey, let's go check the tree out. It won't take long. You ain't got to stay long. Just let me take you go see the tree. So, they went to go see the tree or whatever. And I guess Adam found out because his ass was there too. And then, like I say, the devil promised them three things. He promised them three things, that tree. He was like, yeah, so if you eat this fruit, you won't surely die. Because Eve was like, hey, if we eat this fruit, God said we're going to die. And the devil was like, you're not going to surely die. You're going to surely die. But, like I said, he was a smooth talking criminal, man. He talked him into it. He told him, you eat this fruit, you'll be like a god. You'll have infinite knowledge. And he told him you will be eternal. You know what I mean? Which is ironic because one, they already had all of those things. They were made in God's image. Two, if they want to know anything, God walked with them in the cool of the day. All they had to do was ask him. And three, they weren't gonna die anyway. They was already in a perfected state. Come on. But anyway, and then what's even more ironic is after they ate the fruit, and and then we shifted to this paradigm where humanity is now in this lower dimension. Mankind has always, that's been mankind's top 3 goals, like through history, striving towards those things. Everything leads up to that. To have all knowledge, to make ourselves as gods, and to have eternal life. Just look around you. Look at what's going on now with this transhumanism. That's what they call it. Transhumanism is basically like where flesh and blood meets like the digital mechanics and all this AI technology and stuff, and other unseen forces. So going back to the garden, a lot of people think it was Eve's fault. So this is one of the biggest misconceptions. A lot of people think it was Eve's fault that mankind fell to this plane. But if you go back and read, you will find out that we didn't fall from that dimension when Eve ate the fruit. It actually happened once Adam ate the fruit. Why? Because he was the man. He was in charge. He was the one accountable. As soon as he did it, it was a wrap. Boom! The deal was sealed. He could have easily said, "No, Eve." You know what I mean? Like, no, like you don't fucked up now, Arab, and or some, and God could have made a new one or something. No, that didn't happen. So they both ate it, and then now we stuck on this, this plane that we're on now. So yeah, and then from that, this is where things get interesting, right? It's where things get interesting. And it's imperative to know this, because a lot of people tell you a lot of things like, pause. So, all right, I want to make sure I get this right, so I'm gonna slow down a little bit. So they ate the fruit, right? And then all of a sudden they realized they were naked, and they were trying to hide from God. And it said that they took fig, like figs, and try to make themselves clothes and everything to hide from God. God, like how did you know you were naked? In other words, he already knew they ate the fruit, but he was just trying to get them, tell on themselves. So, before he kicked them out the garden, it say he gave them skins. They already had clothes on. It was made out of figs, but it said it gave them like skins, animal skins. Some people say, God killed the animal to make the first sacrifice for the atonement of sins, for the atonement of their sins. But other people say that it was this, like a mortal, like a flesh suit to survive on this paradigm, on this paradigm, which is kind of weird, because, and it kind of makes sense, because when he kicked them out the garden, it say he put a cherub there. Like, you remember I was talking about the angel, the cherubim class angel. That's like the fiercest angel you can run into. You do not want to fool one of them. He put one of those at the gate, and it say he had a flaming sword that turned in every way. So when you hear turning every way, we think north, south, east, west, like the cardinal directions, you feel me? But it's talking interdimensional. Guys, that's some ways you can put it, you know what I mean? When we get into all this quantum stuff, we can't, our limited mind, you can only process so much. But it's talking about like dimension wise, you know what I mean? Like a sword that turns in every way. So I do believe that Eden was in a different dimension. That's why we can't even find it today. Even if we can find a location that is in, we're on a frequency different than that. So we can't access, you know what I mean? Because it's in like, how you shoot, like the what it called, the upside down. You guys seen Stranger Things? How you can be in the same place as somebody else, but be in two different places because you're in a different dimension. I'm telling you guys, man, that predictive programming. But yeah, so we're gonna keep it moving. So yeah, they got kicked out the garden. Boom, they got them skins. They got the flesh suit, whatever you want to call it. before he gave him that, said, hey, be on your merry way. Pew! You know, kicked him out. And that was that. So now they're on this, you know, the realm that we're on now, and they had kids, and their first two sons were Cain and Abel, right? Cain and Abel. And we all know the story of that. But at least you think you know the story of that. But I had to tell that, you know, the story of Adam and Eve to get to this point. Because, guys, this is where we're about to get into the purpose of this channel. Like, this is what we're seeing today. I really need you guys to pay attention. Start paying attention to what I'm saying. Like, watch the spiritual warfare episode 1. And this will be spiritual warfare episode 2. Because this is setting the stage for what I'm going to say. You know what I mean? What I'm going to say. Because this is going to be imperative. If you want to talk, if you want to know why, I'm telling you guys, it explains everything. It explains all of these hidden cities where, you know, we can't explain who built it. It explains UFOs, aliens, just freaking everything that's going on in the world today. This theory, this biblical theory that kind of sparked up, that really took off like 5 years ago. Hey, I would love to see somebody try to pick it apart. I had plenty of people try to pick it apart, but it stands on its own. That's why, you know, I became to be even a true believer in the Bible, in the Word of Yahuwah. Because I debated plenty atheists. It's like everywhere I would go. This before I was even into the word like that. They would, you know, we would debate and they would ask good questions, and I would say, all right, if I can't find answer in the Bible, then, you know, the atheist is right. Maybe I need to subscribe to atheism. You know what I mean? But lo and behold, I could always find an answer or an explanation. It never fails. And I can look in, you know, hindsight 2020. I could see then that I was being, you know, prepared for something. It was sharpening me, you know, the most I was using them to like sharpen me on this journey. But yeah, I need you guys to, you know, hone in on what I'm saying, because knowledge is meant to be shared. We shouldn't hoard knowledge, because like I said, it's the most important thing we have. They can knock me off easily, you know what I mean? They can knock other people off, but once it starts spreading like wildfire, you can't. It's an ideology. Once it becomes an ideology, nobody can stop it. That's why jihad is so powerful, you know what I mean? Because it's an ideology. You cannot eradicate an ideology. You can't. It's undefeated. You can kill people, but it's attrition. What you gonna do? Annihilate every human on the earth? But I digress. So I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna wrap with this video. This is important, and I'll probably start off the other video with this. So when God kicked them out the garden, right? The devil, Satan thought he had it, right? You licking his chop. Yeah, got him. You know, he's like, got him. But the Most High was like, not yet. He's like, nah. And he gave him a prophecy. He said, basically like Eve, she's gonna have a seed. You will bruise his heel, saying you're gonna injure him, but he's gonna crush your head, meaning he's gonna defeat you. And it was foreshadowing, you know, a descendant of Eve who would pretty much reclaim humanity on down the road. So just keep that in mind, guys. And that's like the first book of Genesis. It's all there. That is important. That's like the most important book in the Bible, besides, you know, Mark and Luke and all of that good stuff. So yeah, man, it's your boy Proclaim True. Like, share, subscribe, man. I know a lot of you guys don't really want to hear the biblical stuff, but hey, it's important, man. It's important. You gotta know it. If you wanna, not trying to scare anybody, but for real, man, you wanna survive in the days to come, when things really, like, you ain't seen nothing, like, you haven't seen anything yet. Like, when you start saying, like I said, when you start saying apparitions and like freaking aliens and stuff, you just like, everything you thought you knew turned into a lie. What you gonna do? Nothing. Probably ball up and cry, fall apart. The Bible told you all this was coming. It told you all this was coming. Jesus said, as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of the coming of the Son of Man. Basically saying whatever was happening in Noah's time, which we about to get into, same shit they're gonna be happening before I come back to, build my kingdom on earth. So hey, y'all better get ready, man, cause I ain't sweating nothing, man. I'm excited, you feel me? I already know everything to come. And I don't hear anybody talking about CERN anymore. They got all y'all brain, all y'all looking this way. All y'all falling for everybody playing football out there, everybody, they pulling it. They got the linebacker crashing down on this hole. They don't snatch it out. They going out there to the sideline, you feel me? With what we really need to be focused on, with everybody over here looking at the A gap, you feel me? But anyway, yeah, man, nobody talking about CERN anymore. I'm still focused on it, you feel me? It's all hush hush. It got too hype. They was over there looking for that God particle and everything, you know what I mean? Everybody talking about, the CV and this and that. But don't worry, we still tuned. I already know what's going on. They got that 20 mile long super collider, blah blah blah, trying to open up portals and everything. So yeah. Anyway, tell you guys this stuff get deep, man. This stuff get deep. Well, we're gonna keep it moving, man. It's your boy Proclaim True. Hey, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and remember, imagine what you'll know tomorrow. I'm out.